Welcome to What It Takes, the show where we train with athletes to figure out what it takes. Today my guest is Jack Blair, current Impact Scottish champion and fighting for the British one. How are you doing today, Jack?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Ready to get started?
Yeah, ready.
Perfect. So Jack, you've got your third fight coming up. What has it been like preparing for this one compared to your last few fights?
Totally revamped my whole camp for this fight. Seeing my first fight, never really had a coach or anybody that had an idea in the bare knuckle game. I kind of just trained boxing myself. So when I was up at that Impact fight in July, I met Andy Davidson, amazing coach. He's kind of considered the BKFC man. He knows pretty much the game ins and outs, and he invited us up to go and train with him. And see, since I've done that, totally changed as a fighter. And you know what I mean? He started pointing out things that I never even knew I was doing wrong, and you know what I mean, developing my skill and everything like that. So that's definitely the biggest change that I've made in this camp, is my coach, is that I've got somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, and they know how to push me to that limit. You know,
and as well as you've got a conditioning coach now. Yeah. How has that been as well?
Oh, amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, the sessions they're intense, and they're a bit out of my norm, as you would say, but definitely I can see the difference in my speed, power, agility, even my mobility. His partner, Kat, she does yoga and that type of stuff, like kind of like guided yoga and stuff like that. So she's been helping me out with mobility, all that type of stuff, and it's been a total game changer, just in my ability to wake up every day and train to the best ability that I can. That's what it's allowed me to do, and the strength conditioning is just making me more of a killer.
And how is it like scheduling this? Like, did you talk to both your coaches about your schedule, or was it one of your coaches decided it? See,
with me, it was just he had messaged me on Instagram, and he had offered me an opportunity to come up and get some training or get involved with his team. And I'd never really thought about that before. But I took the opportunity, and I'm one that says it's like, if an opportunity arises, you know what I mean, as good as that, I'm not going to turn it away. So I went up and got a session with him the other week, and he's a great lad, and he knows his stuff. Really does know his stuff.
He works with a lot of the BKFC boys. He works with a lot of the BKFC boys as well. Most people call it the BKFC gym in Newcastle.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, Mick Terrell, he's a massive name. He was one of the heavyweight world champion, like, and if he can produce a man as deadly as that, I'd hope he could do the same with me. You know what I mean? So it's definitely brought me along leaps and bounds.
And as well as you've had a lot of your people from Annan training with you this time. You've got Kai, you've got Josh Cairns.
Yeah. So they're one of my. I've known Josh Cairns since I was about 3-year-old, and Kai I've known for nearly as long as that. You know what I mean? These are boys that I've known for a long time, and it's a good thing to have. You know, a stable of boys coming out of our town, putting our town on the map. Yeah. And obviously they motivate me. I motivate them. That's just how it works. Iron sharpens iron.
And you've been corner for them as well in their previous fight. Yeah. You know, all being in the same fight night, do you ever think, do you think about their fights, or are you thinking just about your own?
Nah, definitely. I'd say, like, there is obviously that bit at the back of my mind where it's like, I want my boys to do well and I want them to go out there and smash it, but I always say, if I'm fighting, I'm number one priority when it comes to it. It's like, I'm not doing their corner that night or anything like that. I'm just going to be fully locked in on mine, but they've been coming up and training with me, with Andy, so they've been getting even better coaching than me, you know what I mean? So they've got Andy in his corner there, and he's going to give them way more better information in between rounds than I can, 110%.
And your last fight in the first round against Dylan Ferguson, did you plan for his fight? How was it yourself then planning for a fight against Dylan?
Like I mentioned, I didn't have a coach for my first fight, but I'd done a lot of amateur boxing in my days and stuff, so I kind of just went online and I'd watched a few of his Muay Thai fights, and it is a very different style, don't get me wrong, but I kind of just noticed he's very aggressive, and he was always the one putting on the pressure to the fighter, so I thought, if I let him do that to me, I'm giving him his comfortability in the ring. So my thought was, go out there, put it on him, see how he reacts, and obviously it worked in my favour. That's my preferred way to fight, is very aggressive and on my front foot, but it came out perfect for me. But I like to set stuff up and stuff like that, as you see in the video, like I draw people in and then I make them pay for it. So I think that was my main thought process going into that fight, is make a miss and then follow back in with it again. definitely.
And what was the choice to transition from boxing to bare knuckle?
Well, what it was, I was just at work one day, and a lad came into work, one of my mates, and he was mentioning about a show. His name's Cody. He's mentioning about a show in Carlisle that was happening, and I was like, oh, I'd do that, you know, acting the big man, saying I'd do that, no problem, like, and then I was thinking it wasn't gonna come about, and just kind of forgotten about it, and then he tagged me in it on Facebook saying they were looking for fighters, so I was just like, I can't say I'm gonna do something and then they do it, you know what I mean? So I just thought, screw it. And the transition, for me, my hands just got faster.
Yeah.
And my punches done more damage. And that's what once I let that first 1-2 go off in that fight, I was like, you know what I mean? This is what I want to do, like, you know what I mean? It's just, you feel like it's just pure raw. It's like Jay says, it's just pure primal and raw, and like that's what you like about it. And there's no, you can't take a fake knee, you can't fake this. It's like you get hit with a nice shot, it's gonna put you down, it's gonna hurt.
And outside then of this fight, you're going into your fight week. What is like? Do you have like a fight camp week preparation in your planned, or is it just? Might sound a bit weird, but for me, I need to kind of not isolate myself, but I do like to get away from everything else. I don't like to go and, I wouldn't say be happy, but I kind of go to a deeper place, you know what I mean? I like to, you know what I mean, bring out them demons, as they'd say. So I like to just really isolate myself and remember what I'm going to do on that night, and remember that it's all respect and it's all business, but I'm in there to cause harm to people. I'm not in there to give you a wee high five or, you know what I mean, let it be a interesting fight. I'm in there to cause you pain and make you feel the damage that I'm going to throw at you. And, you know, after a long fight camp, is there anything that you're kind of excited for afterwards?
Oh, Jesus.
Any food?
All of them.
Aye.
All of them. See me, I'm pretty much on weight, so I wouldn't say I've been too strict, just obviously eating clean, stuff like that, but I'm excited for a big, massive steak, even though I can eat that during the camp, but steak and then going out for maybe something nice and sweet after it, you know what I mean? Just that's what I made it, and to be fair, I'm excited to go out for a wee drink, you know what I mean? Haven't managed to go out and really celebrate anything. My birthday, I turned 21 during this fight camp, so I'd really like to go out and just enjoy myself for a night, you know what I mean? But fighting some of that I enjoy, so I don't really see it as a bad thing.
And after this fight, what, like, not even like, you know, is there anything in the back of your mind that you're wanting to do after this fight? Any fights that you want to fight?
Oh, everybody. I'm not one that picks and chooses who I fight. I'll fight any man. I say it at the end of both my fights, and I do mean it. I'm never one that says, because I'm not like, if you want to be the top, you got to fight the best, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit and say, I don't want to fight him, he's too developed for me. I believe on a full camp with Andy and with my whole team, I'd beat anybody in the 145 division. Definitely. It's me just getting started. Like I say, I didn't have a coach for my last 2 fights, so now I have a full team around me, who support me and pushing me to that different level. So with that behind me, I believe I could take out everybody in the 145 division, like 110%.
You were the first ever Impact champion. You were the first ever Impact champion, and you'll be, if you win on Saturday.
When I win on Saturday.
When you win on Saturday, you'll be the first ever British champion.
Yes.
What is it for you then in your brain that is like, how does it help you knowing you were the first to do it? Because no one else is fighting for a British championship.
See, I don't really let that thing get to me at all. Like, don't get me wrong, the belts and the titles of having all that, it's good, but I'd fight for no title. And I'd fight, you know what I mean? I'm there because I enjoy to fight. I believe it's, you know what I mean? It's beautiful violence, you know what I mean? And that's what I enjoy. People think it's just going out there trying to hurt somebody. There's skill and level and control that you need to be in that ring. You know what I mean? So I feel like that helps me massively involved in it. But titles, it's just something that looks nice on my wall, you know what I mean? That's how I see it as. It just looks nice. But I am entirely grateful for the boys at Impact to give me these 2 opportunities straight off the bat to fight for a Scottish and then a British. That's an honour, you know what I mean? To get that opportunity to have that label on my name, and especially in Scotland, I'm a proud Scotsman, man. I love my country, so I'm buzzing to be labelled as that first in history.
So what actually got you into boxing?
I was a very angry kid. I used to fight all the time. See, if I played football, anything, I'd find a way to get fighting at the end of it. So there was a boxing club that started in my town, and my mum was like, get him sent there, you know what I mean? She was like, get him there. Because I used to just, if something didn't go my way, I'd flip my dish, and it just wasn't a good way of living. I was going to end up going down a wrong track. So it kind of took me away from being that. Because my mum used to threaten me if I misbehaved at school or like that, you know, going to boxing today, you know what I mean? So sounds stupid, but it worked. It worked for me massively because I enjoyed it so much. I loved being there. You couldn't get me out of that boxing gym.
And without boxing, what do you think you'd be right now then? Without this, without the boxing?
I'd just be working. I'd probably just be being an idiot, going out every weekend. I'm not gonna lie, that's definitely what I would be doing. Going out and just being with mates, or I'd be trying to just develop my coaching, but my coaching came through this bare knuckle. After I had my first fight, that's when I was like, right, I can start doing this, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'd just be working away and just not living up to my full potential, which this is allowing me to do.
And so how long have you been coaching now for?
I've only started coaching at the start of the year. I've obviously had my mates and stuff that used to come to the gym with me, and I'd show them bits and bobs and I'd do all this, but I believe that fighting's one thing that a man must learn how to do. You know what I mean? If it's not to go out there and inflict violence on others, it's to defend your family and everything that. I believe that's a massive factor any man should know how to do. So I definitely encourage everybody to get in the gym and learn how to fight.
How has then coaching itself helped you?
It helps me. See what it is that the ability to show somebody else how to do something, you must understand it fully yourself. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you how to do something if I didn't understand how to do it myself. So that's what allows me. I break down things, I show these other people, and I'm like, that's right, that movement, this, and it gets my knowledge, boosts my knowledge, and it makes me, see when I go up to see Andy, if I didn't do coaching, I wouldn't sit there and watch other coaches or watch him train other people, because I'm always trying to boost my knowledge so I can bring it down to my town and my team and, you know what I mean, help everybody else out. That's exactly what I'm after. So it's good. And plus just meeting new people. You know what I mean? I get to meet new people all the time, and some people have other issues inside their life that they come to me and they can just let all that out. You know what I mean? They go in the bag, they put their rage into that bag, and that's what I say. That's what helped me massively. Like whenever I got angry, I just get myself to the gym, and that's where I just let it all out. You know what I mean? Use all that rage for a good positive action. So that's a good thing, definitely.
And then again, after like, you know, this fight, are you wanting to do more coaching? Like, is that something you want to elevate?
Oh, definitely. Sure. There's the gym Annan bodybuilding gym. That's the gym that I train out at in Annan. It's going through a few revamp stage at the moment, so we're hoping by next year that we'll be able to turn it into a bit more a staple for the bare knuckle boys of Annan, because there's a few boys that have spoken to me wanting to start up and you know what I mean, start getting involved in it. So it'd be good to have a gym that's accessible to everybody and stuff like that. And yeah, because some gyms, boxing gyms, like they frown upon the bare knuckle. They don't see it as like a very nice sport and stuff like that. So I like to have a space for somebody that just wants to do that they can come and feel comfortable and not feel like they've got all these other people bothered about who does what sport. We're all in combat, you know what I mean? We're all doing the same thing. Doesn't matter if you got gloves on or not in my head. I feel like we're all learning how to fight, and that's what it should be good for. So I'm definitely interested in getting a good staple of fighters coming out with Annan soon, definitely. Well, we've already got an amazing team. I've got Matt Sutton, Sandra Reese. She was the first ever British woman to win a title on WBKB. Amazing fighter she is. Same with Matt, absolute warrior. So we've already got a massive staple, and for our town, tiny town, there's only 8 to 10,000 people in our town, and to have 5 bare knuckle fighters coming out of it, it's a big thing to say.
Why do you think bare knuckles became such a big thing in Annan? Like compared to like say Airdrie here.
Yeah.
There's no, but why would it become such a big thing in Annan?
See, in Annan, I feel like Annan is very small, so obviously you talk, your mate, like I started it on, my mate wants to try it, that mate wants to try it, you know what I mean? I feel like we're a very rough town. I wouldn't say too rough, but you know what I mean? Everybody has their demons, and the best way to fight them demons is to get in there and deal with them. So in the ring, you can't fake your emotions, you know what I mean? So I feel like maybe a lot of people are just interested in that aspect. They want to see what it's like, because it's different. It's not boxing where, you know what I mean, it's very technical skill. Like you can be just an incredibly violent and aggressive person in bare knuckle and do a lot of damage. You know what I mean? You don't need to be technically skilled, but you just need to be a really fast and heavy hitter, and you'll do damage. So that's what is a good thing. A lot of people have the misconception in glove that you need to go through your amateurs, you know what I mean, and then progress through the teams and then go pro. But in bare knuckle, one week you could be working on a bricklaying site, and then next week you could be fighting in a bare knuckle fight, you know? So that's what I think wants people to get involved in it, because they don't feel like they need to be someone they're not, you know what I mean?
And then, say before you became a bare knuckle boxer, and you were just doing boxing instead, did you have this idea of becoming a coach? Is that something you wanted to
I've
do?
always had that aspiration to own my own gym, and you know what I mean, just help the younger generation learn how to fight and stuff. Because, like I've already mentioned, it's a immense skill to have. It's not even the fighting aspect to it, the mental aspect. I went from a kid that was very emotional and very like abruptive, and I'd go mental over nothing, to being able to control myself fully. Like if I felt like losing the head, boxing allowed me to, you know what I mean, go back to that moment and just remember it's not about that, relax, it's not that deep. So it's good for a lot of younger kids. Like my younger brother has autism and ADHD, so it's a massive activity. I like to get kids with other disabilities like that involved, you know what I mean?
And how young were you when you first took your first boxing lesson?
My first ever time going to gym, I was 10-year-old, and then I had my first fight at 11, and I've never looked back since, mate. I fell in love instantly, like, you know what I mean? It's such a good feeling. There's nothing like it. No drug on planet Earth can compare to that feeling of going in the ring. I always say, I feel like when I'm going up to the ring, like the moments before, you feel like you want to run away, feel like you don't want to be there, but it's that knowing that, you know what I mean, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fight my heart out and nobody's going to stop us, you know what I mean? It's that type of, you got to kind of fight yourself, and that's what it's good for, I definitely believe. Putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and realising what you're made of.
Now, say outside of boxing, is there anything in fitness you want to achieve then? Like anything in sports that you want to achieve that's not boxing? A lot of people want, like, what are marathons?
Oh, definitely. I'd love to do, like, you know, the Ironman, stuff like that. But right now in my life, I believe that's a thing that I'd worry about when I can't fight anymore. You know what I mean? So for me, right now, my whole life just evolves around fighting. Every day I wake up, that's all I think about. Any time that I go on my phone, that's all I'm looking at is something to do with fighting or bare knuckle or something like that. Just always trying to develop. And some people think it's bad to have that type of session, but I love it. I'd rather be obsessed with that than something that doesn't do me any benefit, you know what I mean?
And for you, who was, like, as well as in boxing, who is someone that you like look at as like kind of like an idol, or like at least style-wise someone you think you look at and go, I learn a lot from them?
Yeah. And is that bare knuckle or glove?
Either or.
Either. One of my favourite fighters out there is Vasily Lomachenko. His footwork, everything, I think it's unbelievable. Like, yeah, he just dismantles his opponents, and he's someone that I massively look at, but it's a staple of fighters, not one that really, I like one style. I believe creating your own style, or like picking something from this style, picking something from that style, and just becoming an all-round, you know what I mean, unpredictable fighter, you would say. Like, I wouldn't want to have a set style that can be picked apart. I want to be able to switch it up, you know what I mean, confuse my opponent, make them think that I'm coming out this way, but actually I'm planning something else. I believe that's an amazing thing, and Lomachenko is class of that. He's always catching you off beat, he's always, footwork's impeccable. That's one of my favourite things about him, the way he can just move about the ring with ease and just hit you on different angles. I believe it's it's very impressive, I'd say, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Oh, the power, by the way.
Yeah. All right.
How, like, have you got a way of like measuring like the differences in your strength? Have you been like, 1, 2, 3?
No, I've never tested though.
Aye.
I know that I've always had like power and stuff like that, but I feel like since I've been working with the Bespoke up in Carlisle and not up in Carlisle, up in Glasgow, and also working with Andy, my strength, my speed, timing, everything, it's just went through the roof.
And for you as well, right, when you're fight day, how do you get into the mentality of, I'm about to fight someone?
Yeah, well, mostly I listen to like a lot of Mike Tyson, like audios and stuff. It sounds stupid, but it's just kind of, I got to design myself. I program my brain kind of to make me feel like I can't be hurt. That's what I'm always reminding myself, because it is delusion. Everybody can be hurt. But I program myself to believe that I'm like invincible and that nothing they're going to hit me with is going to hurt me. And I'm kind of just programming that into my head and be like, fear, because fear can cause you to hesitate. So me knowing, like, believing in myself that I can't be hurt and making like a promise with myself, doesn't matter what he hits me, I'm getting up and I'm going to fight on. It's kind of just distilling that in my head all day. Like I say, I isolate myself, so I don't have all these other distractions coming in my ear. That's why I'm called the Berserker.
Yeah.
If you look back on like Viking Berserker, it's mythical, I'm sure, like, but I watched this thing on it and it was like, they used to do like a kind of like a ritual before they went to war, and they'd like stay up at night and like cover themselves in animal blood, and they would like kind of like believe that they'd turn themselves into an animal, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the attitude that I take myself into the ring, like on that side of the ropes. You know what I mean? I'm just Jack, you know what I mean? Normal guy, stuff like that. But when I'm in that ring, I do believe I'm a totally different person. I'm not in there to make sure you're okay. I'm literally trying to bring the most amount of pain upon you that I possibly can. I hope it can be done fast, so
yeah. And when you're in this ring, like on fight night, how much of yours, because a lot of people see that in the ring differently, how much of the surroundings can you like, is it just you and this opponent, or can you?
No, I don't hear nothing. Nah. See, like if you're noticing that last fight there, my ring walk song didn't start until I was in the ring, all right? I didn't even know.
Oh,
I didn't even know. Like,
I didn't even realize.
Like they were telling me, because they played it by accident to begin with, there was like a bit of a mix-up, and then they were like, wait 2 minutes. And I just walked out. Didn't hear a thing, I don't hear the crowd. I don't pick, like my walkout song, I get my man and dad to pick it. I don't care. I'm literally just in that arena to fight. Like a lot of people like to entertain and stuff like that. I believe my way of entertaining people is punching people's faces in. Yeah. That is literally it. I'm not very, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say I'm a comedian or anything, you know what I mean? So I definitely, fighting's my way of entertaining people, is like going in there and putting on the best show I can. And
because as well, like obviously you're on later that night. Will you just be sitting in the back all night, or will you be watching your mates?
No, I watch my mates. Definitely, I watch their fights because they're my boys. I'd always want to watch how they're getting on, but every other fight I don't really watch. I don't. I kind of just like to be in the back. I do speak to people. I'm not someone that just sits there quiet, but if it's like the hour before I'm fighting,
everyone can fuck off.
Yeah, leave me alone. I will just tell you to fuck off, like, you know what I mean? I'm not, I'm kind of going to that place where I know that I'm going to go in and hurt somebody, because it's, you know what I mean? Some people, I wouldn't say I'm a bad person. I don't wish pain on anybody, like street fighting and that in the street. I always try and avoid that. I would never want to go and do that to somebody in the street, but that's why I enjoy bare knuckle so much. Because I can come out and, you know what I mean, do that stuff there, let that anger out and let that aggression out in a controlled environment where I kind of get locked up for it, you know what I mean? So. And do you think like boxing and bare knuckle has like helped you mature? Oh, definitely. Definitely, 110%. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, everybody has that immature side to them, but you know what I mean? When you understand violence to a degree and you understand that you ain't invincible, and if you say the wrong word to somebody, you're going to find out, you know what I mean? Kind of puts you on that thing to learn to shut your mouth when you need to shut it and speak when you need to speak, you know what I mean? Like, and plus, it helps you rely on yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see as a young kid, you rely on parents, you rely on siblings and stuff like that. Like, in fighting, it's only you in that ring. Your coach can't help you when you're in there. All he can do is give you advice. He can't make you throw the punch that he's telling you to throw. You know what I mean? So, helps you mature and realize that if something needs to change, you're the only person that can change it. You know what I mean? And going back to your fight preparation, you know, how much, like, research do you do on your opponents? Do you like, are you someone who like to keep and like learn all their weaknesses, or are you someone that just fights to your own style? A bit of both, I'd say. A bit of both. Like, I'd obviously go and watch my opponent and I'd try and see openings and stuff like that, but my mentality is if anybody gets in a fight, like, I'll go back and watch my fight. And I'm gonna develop from things that I've done wrong in that fight. So I never take somebody's fight video as how they're gonna come out in the fight. Because if you're a skilled fighter or you have a good coach, you're gonna go and develop the things that you messed up on in that fight. So don't get me wrong, I'll watch and I'll think about it. It's no life and death, man. I don't care. I know that I'm going to get in that ring and adapt to whatever's put in front of me. If I get in there and my game plan gets chucked out the window as soon as that first round's there, I'm just going to have to come back and readapt to that person. So I believe in just living in the moment and reacting off that, but definitely still having that bit of knowledge. And do you think working with, in the Newcastle gym, do you think that's like doubled your development? Oh,
like,
100%.
If you were to be training still in Annan,
I would never be the level that I'm at now. Like, definitely not. Like, my knowledge about the bare knuckle, like I say, I come from amateur boxing, so clinch work's a massive thing in bare knuckle. Like, you'll watch my last fight that I had just there. Dylan got me in that clinch. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? I literally did not have a clue. I just thought, shove him off me. You know what I mean? Like, I literally didn't know I have a clue. But see, now I've had my confidence in that area and that ability to grab and do it has grew massively. And just, I used to sit, you watching my fight, I'm very over my knee, constantly over the front on that. And yeah, that's something that I've thrown out the window, and be able to adapt off of both of the things, you know what I mean? And just switching up my styles and stuff like that. And being able to understand that aggression is a good thing, but it's aggression with a plan, you know what I mean? Not just coming forward and recklessly getting hit, you know what I mean? Because like the same bare knuckle, you could throw one punch at me and it just slices me right open.
Yeah.
I'm screwed for that whole fight, can't see nothing. So you do have to be very strategic with what punches you're throwing and what punches you're getting caught with.
Nick, this fight show coming, is there any fights you want to see? Like any fight show that you're excited for?
For the show, obviously Jay and Kasim. That's obviously your standard because, well, Jay, Kasim, Kai and Josh, obviously them are boy. I'm excited for Jay and Kasim because they've had a gloved match before. So I'm excited to see the outcome with bare knuckle, you know what I mean? Because it's I watched Kasim's debut at WBKB, so I'm excited to see what their fight turns out like. I'm excited for Kai's, he's got a good opponent. So I'm excited to see him get a win after taking that loss in the last one, which he shouldn't be discredited by because that was a war.
Yeah, that was one of the best fights of the night.
Yeah, definitely. It was an absolute war. And
now Kieran went straight to BKFC.
Yeah, literally. And like I say, me and Kai never had a coach going into either of these fights. So see now I'd like to see the development that he's came out with since coming up to see us. And I'm excited for Josh because my mate Josh, he's a heavy hitter. You know what I mean? He's my height.
He actually appeared on my TikTok today.
Yeah,
and I saw him just one punch the guy.
That was his last fight just there. He's my height, you know what I mean? 5'7". But tell you what, the boy hits like a truck.
The guy he's fighting is quite a bit taller, isn't he?
Aye, but that guy that he knocked out in that video
was also
he was 6'5".
Aye.
Yeah, and that boy had just knocked another man out who was like 6'3" in his last bout. And I told Josh, I was like, look mate, he's taller, bro. And when you just feint the body and bang the right over the top. And he went out and done it and knocked the guy clean out, mate. Unbelievable, it really was. But that's what I'm excited for.
Cheers for watching. Come see this man. Actually, I don't think there's any tickets, is there?
Yeah, I've got a few left. Come get it down to Impact. BKB, 30th of December. Pay-per-views online as well. It's going to be a good one. Yeah. All right. Get yourself involved. It's going to be a good one.
Exactly.
And make sure that there's going to be a charity drive for toys for kids and everybody and children in need. So anybody coming down to support any of the family, friends fighting on the show, try and bring some along to help out the kids. All right, let's go.
Take care, guys.